A lot of people out there get unfair DUIs. Now, I'm not talking about the people who are swerving on the road after leaving the bar and the police pull them over, or the people who run a red light or stoplight, pull into the driveway of the house, and at that time the police initiate contact. No, that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who try to do the right thing by sleeping it off in their car, but who still end up charged and convicted of a DUI. Today, I'm going to explain to you how to sleep it off in your car without getting a DUI. Hello everybody, my name is Joe Pometto, Joe the Lawyer. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Anything, any like, any comment, any share is a free way to support the show. So let me start out by saying, I am not advocating for illegal activity here. Let me be loud and clear. Do not drink and drive under any circumstances. Let me back that up by telling you that since I have been a lawyer and primarily a criminal defense attorney and represented many people in DUIs, I take every precaution I possibly can when I am out and I have a drink. I do not drink and drive under any circumstances. Avoid it at all costs. But what I'm going to explain to you is what to do if you get too drunk and you don't have any other choice but to sleep it off in your car. I'm going to tell you how to do it and how to do it without getting a DUI. So one of the elements of DUI is operation of the vehicle. Thus, for the prosecution to prove that you were driving under the influence, they have to show that you were actually driving. And the legal terminology used is operation. Well, operation of the vehicle can be proven through circumstantial evidence. So let me give you an example. The police come across a vehicle that is pulled over on the shoulder of the road. The car is running. The individual, the driver, is sitting in the driver's seat asleep. Now, from all of those circumstances, a judge or a jury can conclude that that person was drunk when they drove, pulled over to the side of the road, and went to sleep. And the factors that they will cite is the fact that the car was running. Let's say the lights were on and they're on the shoulder of a road, say a busy road, a highway, even a not busy road. Then they can prove actual physical control of the vehicle. However, there was a case in Pennsylvania. It is called BYERS. And in that case, the defendant was found asleep behind the wheel in the parking lot of a bar with the engine and lights on. And he was found to not be in actual control of the vehicle, and therefore he was not convicted of DUI. Let me repeat that again. Asleep behind the wheel in the parking lot of a bar with the engine and lights on. And what the facts tended to show in that case is that the individual was drinking at that bar, and when he was finished drinking, he went, got into the car, fell asleep in the car with the lights and the engine on, but that he never moved the vehicle. Therefore, he was found to be not guilty in that circumstance. However, there are many cases that are similar to that where defendants still get jammed up. And that is because, like I told you in the first scenario, oftentimes there is evidence that the person had just been driving. So one of the things here is, and this is interesting, a fact that is used to convict people under this situation is when the door is like slightly ajar, or the vehicle is moved or is in a direction that indicates it was driven by someone who was intoxicated. Let's say they weren't tightly into a certain parking spot. So, let me first say this. If if you are drunk and if you are at a bar and you just walk back to your car and you fall asleep in your car and your car is in a legal parking spot, okay, you are likely sleeping it off in a way that you cannot be convicted of a DUI, even if you are in the driver's seat. But here is the piece of advice that I want to give you if you find yourself in that situation. You're at a bar, you have been drinking, and let me I got to run a disclaimer here, okay? I'm giving you legal information, all right? And this is not to fit the actual circumstance of a case, all right? But this is something to take into account. A person is at a bar, they are drinking, they leave the bar, they walk to their vehicle, they want to sleep in that vehicle. They can get into the vehicle, they can turn the car on, and they can fall asleep. But probably the smartest thing to do in order to avoid likely even being charged with a DUI is to not sit in the driver's seat. Because sitting in the driver's seat is a fact that can allow someone to conclude that you had just been driving. Therefore, if the individual is in the vehicle, the car is running, because let's say it's cold out, you need the heat. Let's say it's hot out and you need the air conditioner. The car is running. The person should be seated in the passenger seat and sleep in the passenger seat. And that is a much, much safer way in order to sleep it off. Do not move that vehicle under any circumstances if you are intoxicated, because if you move it even a couple of feet, even down the road, okay, that would be considered DUI. If you want to go a step further, sleep in the back seat of the vehicle. And don't move the vehicle. So walk from the bar to the vehicle, turn it on, go in the back seat, fall asleep in the back seat. And if you want to be extra careful and sleep it off in the safest way, do not even turn the car on. Get in the back seat, have the keys maybe in your pocket, put them on the ground, sleep in the back seat with the car turned off. And that is a safe way in order to sleep it off. Do not move the vehicle. If you move the vehicle, you are driving under the influence. And the case that I'm citing is BYERS. It's in Pennsylvania. The defendant was asleep behind the wheel in the parking lot of a bar with the engine and lights on, and he was not convicted of a DUI. Having the lights on and the engine on, though, are indicators that the car may have been recently driven. It means that the case could be taken to trial and then a jury can make up their mind. So if you're sleeping it off, don't sit in the driver's seat. Don't turn the car on if you can. Sit in the passenger seat and sleep there with the car off. Get in the back seat and sleep there with the car off. If you have to turn the car on for the heat, sit in the back seat and sit in the passenger seat and do not move the vehicle. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Joe Pometto. I am Joe the lawyer. This is not legal advice. I am sharing legal information with you. I'm trying to help people out with what I consider to be a public service announcement by giving people a safe way to sleep it off by not moving their vehicle and to also avoid a DUI. If you have any questions, please drop it in the comments. Sorry, my computer screen went out there for a second. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Joe the lawyer out.